Welcome to my channel, and I'm back with you once again with another video of Microsoft Flight Simulator. And today I'm going to do something different. I just purchased the Boeing 777 in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you go to the marketplace in MSFS 2020 and go to this option full catalog and then search for the planes, you will find this 777 by Capatin SIM. And here it is. Because I've purchased it, it's coming just over here. It's for in the local currency, in the Saudi riyals that I'm using, it's for 74, and it will be roughly for $20 if I'm not wrong. So I'm going to try this plane for the first time. I have not flown it before, so I just thought of doing this video and just thought of exploring this plane for the first time with you guys. The rating right now, it's not coming so good. It's 3.0/5. So out of 5, it has got an average rating of 3.0. And this aircraft is available on PC and Xbox. These are the features in this plane. And it looks nice. So I will try to do a flight. There are different liveries, different options available. I will do this flight and we'll just explore this plane together by Capatin SIM, the Boeing 777. Let's go to the world map, and this is the 300ER. That is the extended range for Boeing 777-300 extended range. Liveries, there are many liveries available, and I'm using Emirates. Okay, because I will be flying from Karachi to Dubai, one of my favorite routes. Sorry, it cannot be from Karachi to Karachi. It can be from Karachi to Dubai. OMDB. I will not get into the details of the the flight planning. Initially, I was planning to fly in the night because right now it's 9:30 where I'm sitting right now, and it's 11:24 in Pakistan. But I think I will just turn off this option, and we will just select our own time. Let's keep it at 9 in the morning. 9 in the morning in Pakistan, and we have kept the weather as live weather. So the weather will be live, but the time is not live. I just want to do a morning flight so that we can explore this plane properly. Otherwise, I love to fly in the night. It's gives you a good feeling. Okay, so let's make the flight plan. I will not get into the basics and the details of the flight planning. You can watch my other videos on my channel, which covers the flight planning part. But just for the basics, if you were watching it for the first time and you want to learn a few basic things, first of all, go to this IFR and select high altitude airways. Airport, you have selected OPKC Karachi, that is the ICAO code for Karachi, to Dubai, OMDB. I will be taking off from runway 25 left. I'll keep it very simple, and this is the SID, and I will be using Melo 4B for 25L, 25 left. So you can see this is runway 25 left. We'll take off from here, and soon we are at this waypoint. We will straight away move towards Dubai, and while approaching Dubai, we will use DATO1E for 12 lift. I'm using this approach because you have to just move towards the sea, and then from here you make this approach, and that's it. So it was a simple flight plan. And cruising altitude, let's not keep it at 42,000, gets very difficult. Let's keep it at 35,000 feet. Okay, so this is it. So I'm keeping it at 35,000 feet. And let's hit the button, fly, and explore this plane, and let's see how this plane behaves. And hopefully this time my landing is really good. If you're watching my videos for the first time, I must tell you that I'm very bad at landings. So kindly excuse me for that. I have a full-time job and I hardly get a chance to fly the planes. Usually I do my videos over the weekend. But this is for the first time that I'm doing my video in the evening. Because why it's I said the time why it started in the night. Let's go back again. Let's do the morning time. I'll go to this menu once again. I will. Okay, so I was telling you that I have a full-fledged job, so that's why I don't do my videos during the weekdays. But today I just thought of doing my video in the weekdays. I think it was just set back. I'm sorry for that. Let's do it again. Let's just take me one more minute for this. Flight condition is in the morning. OPKC to OMDB. Let's select it again. Oops. It's Dubai. I will take off from, okay, high altitude. And 25 left. And this is the SID, and this is the star. 12 left. Approach, 12 left. Everything is good. See, making a flight plan in Microsoft Flight Simulator is really easy. That was the most agonizing thing about X-Plane 11 was to basically you had to actually manually program the flight. And there are certain tools. Let's say for simbrief.com, you could easily save the flight plan and then load it, but still it had some issues. But this is really good. You can easily make a flight plan and you can enjoy flying. But if you're into flight planning, obviously that is a good simulator for you. So 35,000 feet. Okay, so I was telling you that I prefer making videos over the weekend because then I'm free. But time is correct. I don't want to do it again. Okay, so it's 2 o'clock. No, let's keep it at 9. 9 in the morning. It was actually 9. It was 9 for UTC, 2 for Pakistan. So it's 9 o'clock in Pakistan. Okay, exact. Ah, got it. Okay, let's fly and explore this plane, and let's see, and also enjoy the scenery while going towards Dubai. I've been flying on this route for the last 7 years. I'm working in Saudi, so my flights are mainly from Etihad or Emirates. So I'm actually flying from Islamabad to Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and then to Riyadh. But for the flight simulator purpose, I do these videos from Karachi because it's hardly a 2 hours flight. So I don't want to spend so much time. Okay, so here we are in the cockpit, and just to tell you something really interesting, this plane actually 777 is based on the default plane 747, which is the default plane for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So it's based on that. So that's why the controls are really familiar. Obviously, 777 has got familiar controls as compared to 747. And also, if you have flown 737, if you're familiar with the controls, you can easily find out your way through in this cockpit. Let's first of all jump out and appreciate the exterior of the plane. It's really beautiful. I have actually checked it before, and it was really nice. So all the major airline liveries are available, and further you can download from the internet. But right now I'm just using the liveries which were with this plane, and obviously Emirates is one of my favorite airlines, so I'm using Emirates. And recently when I was coming to Riyadh, I had to quarantine myself in Dubai for 14 days before landing in Riyadh, so that's why I've traveled from Emirates. It was 14 days quarantine, a nice experience. Traveled through Emirates, Islamabad to Dubai, and then to Riyadh. Very nice planes, and the interiors amazing, superb. The entertainment screens are really good. Okay, just looking at the basics. So basics are good. This is the air brake, the throttle. It's in idle position. If we just move right, flaps right now at how much? Flaps are extended to 10 degrees. Okay, and the altitude is set to 10,000. This is your heading, and this is the speed. So that's it. And the MCDU, multifunction control display unit. MCDU is working for 747. I just checked. It's not working at Microsoft Flight Simulator after the update, but right now for 777, it's really working good. All the options are there. I haven't tried programming the MCDU, but we can just check the departure airport. You can see the SID is selected, the runway is selected, and if you go to the arrivals, you can also see the star is selected, and plus the transition is also selected, and plus the runway. So everything is selected. You go to the legs, you can see the route. If you want to learn how to program the MCDU, there are my videos regarding the flight planning for X-Plane 11. Obviously, if you learn the MCDU of 737, you can easily operate this. It's not a big deal. It takes you some time if you are new to this, but somehow you get to learn this. But the best part about Microsoft Flight Simulator is this, that you can straight away jump to the flying part, and you can just take your plane up in the air and enjoy some flight and some nice landing and approach and everything. You don't have to actually program the MCDU. So that's the best part. Otherwise, you have an option of programming the MCDU and then flying your plane, so on and so forth. But for this tutorial, I just try to keep it simple because I've got short time left. Then I have to hit the bed because I have to get up 7 in the morning. It's right now 9:30. Okay, so I'm running on a busy schedule. And this is from where you will control your barometric pressure. This is, I don't know what's the technical range for this. They call it the ND range, but you can just like zoom in and zoom out of the map. I just simply call it zoom in, zoom out of the map. Obviously, I'm not a pilot, and I don't have any real life experience. Whatever I have learned, it's through YouTube and making videos for YouTube, giving it back. Okay, so this is the landing gear lever. And let's jump out and let's see if the reverse thrust is working or not. Okay. So you can see the reverse thrust is working. This is it. Sorry for this. Okay. And let's look at the wings animation. So see the wings, rudder, trim, everything is working perfectly. All right. We'll explore more during the flight. We'll just jump out of the cockpit to explore. Okay. Now, before taking off, I will just check the altitude after the takeoff, for which I've got the clearance. So I have the clearance for 6,000 feet. So let's set the altitude to 6,000 feet. Now, you can see the units are changing in hundreds. So I can change it to, can I change it? Okay, now it's only in hundreds. Okay, fine. You just go with it. Otherwise, you can select it from here, thousands or hundreds. But right now, it's decreasing in hundreds. It's okay. Okay, so that's it. Let me just set the view. Landing. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. 6,000 feet. And do we have taxi to IFR, Dubai? Okay, altimeter 29.84. So this is the barometric pressure that we have to set. You can see it's 29.92 right now, 29.84. So let's reduce it. Let's keep it at 29.84. This is actually the barometric pressure from the place where you are taking off. So you have to adjust the barometric pressure, because then this is how, according to the barometric pressure, the altitude of the plane is calculated because of the sensors in the plane. So you have to adjust it according to the barometric pressure. Once you cross 18,000, you have to set it back to standard. That's 29.92. Otherwise, for the ATIS tower, which gives you the weather reading, you have to get this barometric pressure. Or otherwise, you can refer to any weather website and you can just check the barometric pressure at that point in time. But the best part in Microsoft Flight Simulator is this, that the tower tells you the barometric pressure, so you don't have to worry about that. Below 10,000 feet, I am allowed to fly at 230 knots. So I will, on the safe side, I'll keep it at 225 knots. Okay, so this is 225 knots. Auto throttle is on. Let's look for the flight director. Flight director is on. FD is on. So everything is good. One more thing, I will go here. I will check the performance, and I'll hit this button, init reference, and plus I'll go to takeoff. And the V1 is 136. VR rotate, where we will take off, is 151 knots. So the moment plane will touch 151 knots, I will just rotate the stick, and it means, pull back the stick, and we will take off. That's it. I don't think so there's so much left. Here is the parking brake. I have to release the parking brake, and we are set. Let's give throttle. Initially, I will give roughly 99% to 98% throttle. Okay. This plane is actually giving me the feeling of the 747, but it's slightly high. 747 is higher than 777, but this is for the first time in the flight simulator world. I'm flying 777. Otherwise, I've been flying 737, 787, and 320 Neo. Sorry for this. Actually, there's some issue with my stick. It's an old stick. I'm using it for the last 6 years, and as soon as I grab it, the rudder starts to go left and right. So that's why you'll see me struggling with the controls. Excuse me for that. Otherwise, so we have V1, 145 knots, and at 150 I will pull back, and here is a nice climb. As soon as we have a positive rate of climb, I will retract the gears. Okay, so you can see the oops, I think I should have taken more flaps. Anyhow, we are climbing, the speed is increasing. I can track the gears. You can see as I'm climbing, the speed is also increasing, so nothing to be worried about. At roughly okay, so my ATC communication is set to AI, so it's automatically it's a sharp left turn, so you have to take this turn. Speed is at 194, so I will lower the nose a little bit in order to compensate for the speed, because if you are climbing, obviously speed will not increase, so I have to maintain the climb rate in such a way that the speed is also increasing. 1500 feet. Okay, let's reduce the throttle and let's keep it at 80. I cannot read it. It's roughly 89-90%, but I will right now I think I'll keep it at 85%. Okay, so right now you can see that I've actually reduced the climb rate in order to compensate for the speed, so that we also have increasing speed. Otherwise, if you are climbing very steep, your speed will not increase. So that's it, and it's time to now get the flaps up. Let's slightly early, but still, because flaps not only give you the lift but also create some drag, due to which the speed will not increase. So I'm just taking the flaps back, and that's it. That's it. A right turn. Flying this plane for the first time. Otherwise, I do a test flight and then I make a video, but this is for the first time that I'm just like straight away testing the plane and making the video. Okay, now you can see the speed is increasing. It's going to 240 knots, so I will increase the climb rate as well. And with this, I will also engage the autopilot, so it's going to 260 knots. Below 10,000, you should not go more than 230 knots. That's the rule, so that's why I've increased the climb rate. Okay, now you can see that the speed is decreasing. Okay, so now at this point, I will engage the autopilot. We will set the vertical speed to very high. I will set it to I will set it to 2,500. So you can see now the autopilot is engaged. The auto throttles were on. That's why the speed is now automatically controlled. I am climbing to 6,000 feet. Oh. The altitude is 6,000 and plane is going up 7,200. Oh, I've exceeded. Maintain air. Okay. So 18,000. Flight level 180 means 18,000. Okay. Actually, while talking, I crossed the 6,000 mark. I should have engaged the autopilot well before. That's why the plane is still climbing. So set it to 18,000, flight level 180. Climb and maintain flight level 180. So now the plane will climb to 180 as soon as I've crossed. Oops, my bad. I had to turn this option longitude navigation on because the plane was not following the flight path. My bad. I'm trying it for the first time, as I told you before. So kindly excuse me for these little mistakes, as I am also just trying to get the feel of the plane. The control is obviously different. If you're flying 787, it has got different controls. You're flying 747, it's got different controls. 777, different controls. You have to actually, gauge the pressure. Recently, I've been flying A320, so obviously handling A320 is slightly easier than 777 because it's a small plane and 777 is a big plane. Anyhow, everything is looking good. So now I've crossed the 10,000 mark, so we can increase the speed to 280 knots. You can see the plane is leveling off because right now the plane is leveled off in order to get the maximum speed which we have set over here. So as soon as the plane reaches 280 knot, it will start to climb, so that it's easy. So every time you're reducing or increasing your speed, the first of all plane levels off, sets the speed, and then there's this option flight level change. You can also engage that, but I haven't used that. I'm not really comfortable with that, so I'm not really sure about that. There is also another option, VNAV, which if activated controls the speed automatically and your climb rate and everything. But I refrain from using that because I'm not really comfortable. At times there are miscalculations. Let's say while flying 787, if you've turned your VNAV option on during the last turns, approach near the runway for Dubai, the plane speed still remains very high, so it doesn't decrease much. So there are some issues that I found out, so I'm not really comfortable while using VNAV. So that's why I'm not using it. Anyhow, let's go out and let's see what's going on. I just wanted to keep this video really simple. Every time I just make videos, I try to keep them simple because I'm just doing it for fun. Nothing serious about it. But if you want to learn some serious flying, obviously this is not the right channel for you, right place for you. But if you're a beginner and you just love flying planes from one place to another, exploring places and seeing how the real life flying works, then it's a good place for you. So beautifully done. Nice, beautiful livery. I'm doing it actually for the first time. I always wanted to have an Emirates livery. I actually refrained from buying planes. I had a very bad experience. One plane I bought for Airbus A350 for X-Plane 11, and in that plane you couldn't select the sit and star for the takeoff and for the landing. So I was very much disappointed. Then now I've recently bought a Flight Factor A320. Hopefully it works fine. I haven't tried it yet in X-Plane 11. Soon I'm planning to do that. So hopefully once I'll do that, I'll also upload a video. So the speed is at right now 16,000, rather reaching 17,000 feet. Sorry, the altitude, and the speed is 280, stable at 280. Above barometric pressure, if I set barometric standard, okay, we can do that. So once I'm above 18,000 feet, I'll set the barometric pressure to standard. I will just left click and then on the wheel on my mouse, I basically press the wheel. No, sorry, the right button. And then my altimeter will be set to standard, 29.92. So that's it. Now climb and maintain 32,000 feet. Anyhow, the plane automatically started to climb. That's good. I have to figure it out why this thing is happening. Maybe I'll do 2 more flights, but still, everything is good. Let's see. It was flight level 320, so it was 32,000 set to 32,000. So far good. Let's reduce the vertical speed. I will set it at now 1800. 1850 is okay. Let's explore the controls. These are the lights. You can interact with the lights. So let's turn off the lights. Runway lights off. Taxi lights off. Strobe lights on. You can check the brightness of the overhead panel. Dome lights, you can turn them on and off in the night if you were flying. It would have been nice. And plus some basics, you can interact with them. Let's look at the radio frequency. So here it is. Okay. I will right now. I think you cannot change the frequencies from here. Okay, frequency selector. You can change that. Okay, great. You can switch. So this VHF, changing the frequencies. Anyhow, right now in this flight, I will not be setting the ILS frequency or any other frequency for the radio. So it's automatically set for Microsoft Flight Simulator if you set your airport. So that's why we don't have to interact with them. Otherwise, in the next coming few days, I will also explore it and see how it works. So right now, 26,000 feet, climbing at 1850 feet per minute. Above 30,000, I will change it to Mach. There is this logic behind the speed, why we change it to Mach. But just for this video, I'm not just going into the details. You can watch my other videos. There is this video that I've uploaded in one channel. It says learning to fly 787. So over here, in that video, I've just given some idea about changing the speed to Mach. So above 30,000 feet, we have to set the speed to Mach. Otherwise, below 30,000, it's in knots. Okay, so climb rate is good. You can see there's some engines are running in full power. So I'm reducing the climb rate in order to reduce some. Is it changing the vertical speed? Oh no, the vertical speed is not changing. Oh, something dangerous is about to happen because the plane is climbing and climbing. You have to be very careful with this. I think there's an error. I will see why this thing is happening. You have to explore it in the future. It's going high at a very high rate. I think it's neglecting the vertical speed. So I think this vertical speed thing is not working. I've set it to 1900, but it should work. Anyhow, let's press this button, VNav. Let's see what happens. So the moment I've set the VNav, the speed has gone up to 310 knots and 32,000 feet. So now the plane will automatically adjust the speed and the vertical speed. I think there is some issue with the vertical speed. Anyhow, if you also face this issue that your vertical speed, the one that you have set, is the plane is not climbing as per that speed.
Descend and maintain flight level 350 Emirates Echo Mike 777.
Okay, so I've engaged the autopilot. The autopilot is on. The plane keeps on climbing. Now you can see the speed is set automatically set to Mach instead of knots. Now it's coming as 0.82 Mach. But the altitude is not getting set. Okay, let's take the plane off the VNAV, and the moment I'll turn the vertical speed on, let's take it down. Okay, so I will set it to 1850. Let's see if the plane goes down. Somehow it just keeps on climbing and climbing. Let's press that. 35,000 feet. You can see it's selected 35,000 feet. And the vertical speed is also set. But it is ignoring. The plane is managing the speed but not the ascent and the descent. So let's do it again. Let's press the vertical speed again, and let's try to take it down. Let's check one thing. VNAV. Cruise altitude set to 35,000. Okay, so now it is leveling off at 39. Initially it worked well, but now it's not. If I do this, then what will happen? If I try to hold the altitude, it's again started to climb. Amazing. It's very simple. I remember you in the Boeing 737, you simply select the vertical speed and that's it. Now it has started to go down. Now, finally there is an improvement. It should go down. Yep. Now the plane is going down. So I think now we have been able to take this situation under control. So maybe that's the reason this plane has got only 3 stars out of 5. Autopilot is on. Okay, this side is on. Engage Autopilot 3. Am I doing something wrong? No. This is how it works. This is how it works. Okay, let's turn on the VNAV option. Let's see what happens. Okay, the moment I've touched the VNAV button, the plane has started to descend. I think it will now go down to 35,000 feet. It's very simple. It's not that complicated. Anyhow, I was telling you that we are trying it for the first time. Okay, with the VNAV, it is also not. Again, the moment I touch the vertical speed, it starts to climb up. Let's decrease it. Now it's going down. No. It started to go down. It has started to go down. Finally it worked. It is working. Again leveling off at 40,000.
Emirates Echo Mike 777, please expedite your descent. Flight level 350.
Let's reduce the speed. There is nothing wrong. I have checked all the basic things that flaps are 0. There are no flaps. Yes, auto throttle is engaged. Autopilot is off from here, but from here it's on. Flight director is also on. We're not flying on the heading. Vertical speed. So I think there is an issue with the vertical speed for this plane. And if there's an issue with the vertical speed, how are we going to descend? That's the biggest question. So what I'll do is this, that for the time being, I will activate adjust synchronize to current altitude. Okay, if I do this, then what will happen? Now what I've done is this, that I after holding this button with the left mouse button, I have clicked on the right button to synchronize the current altitude. Now I think as per the VNav, we'll try to actually synchronize the altitude of the plane as per the altitude given here, but every time it just goes down to 40,000 feet and then it stabilizes. We have the barometric pressure set to standard. It's set to pressure standard. Okay, so it is also set to standard 29.92. It's doing the right thing. Okay, let's see. Again, let's do it. Synchronize. Anything will happen. Going down, going down. Because if this thing will not work, how I will take the plane down manually? Because even during the climb, it was the autopilot was neglecting. I usually refrain from buying stuff like this through the internet. You see, when I set the vertical speed, okay, if I take it positive, then what will happen? Wow, it started to go up. Look at the vertical speed. It doesn't want to go down. Vertical speed is on. I will again try it. Okay, so I think there is an issue with this plane. It just selected altitude and
Emirates Echo Mike 777, please expedite your descent. Flight level 350.
there is some issues in the reading. Okay, so we have tried everything. I think now it's going down. No, it started to go down. Let's see what happens. Let's see. But I think it will just stabilize at 40,000. Started to go up. Speed is... Let's select the VNav option and leave it to the autopilot. I think the tower will keep on giving us this error, but we will ignore it because this is very simple. You select VNav and it starts to fly automatically, and if you click on this wheel, on this what you can say, the knob, and after pressing the left button on your mouse, you click it with the right button. Current altitude, but it says not applicable.
Emirates Echo Mike 777, please expedite your descent. Flight level 350.
So autopilot is on. What if I disengage it? And then if I turn on the autopilot from here, and then I do this, then what will happen? Let's see if this trick works. What I did right now is this. I disengaged the autopilot, and instead of turning the autopilot from here, I turned on the autopilot from here, from this side. And let's see if it works. Set the vertical speed to 3,450 feet per minute. It should go down by this rate. The speed is set at 0.82 Mach, which is roughly 250 knots. So you can see now the plane is descending. So I think there was an issue with this autopilot. Do not turn on the autopilot from here. Always turn on the autopilot from this button if you're flying this plane. So we have found out an issue. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. Let's see if it works. The navigation is perfectly alright. The plane is following the flight path, and you can see we are heading towards Dubai. It's only the altitude that we were fighting with right now. So the plane is now descending at yes, the same rate that I've set, 3,450 feet, and it is flying at 38,000 feet right now, or rather crossing 38,000 feet for 35,000 feet, or flight level 350. Let's see if it works. Hopefully it should. Fingers crossed. 36 now. Soon the vertical speed should start to reduce, because now after 1,000 feet the plane should be leveling off. So that's why the vertical speed should reduce. Yes, it is reducing. It is reducing. It is reducing. It is reducing. It means the plane is leveling off at 35,000 feet, and we have done it. We have done it. So found the bug. Otherwise, I don't know. I have a very bad habit of turning on the autopilot from this side. I've always been doing that, but over here, I think in 777 you have 3 options over here. So that's why I turned it on from here. I thought it would work, but now there's also an option. But in 737, I don't think so. And there is an autopilot over here option. There are only 3 buttons over here. So I was a habit of turning it on from here. But then what I did is this: after the takeoff, I turned on the autopilot from this button. It was not working fine, so I disengaged the autopilot and I turned it on from here. Once again, just going through my error and seeing if it works. And yes, the plane has leveled off at 35,100 feet. It's still acceptable. And you can see the pressure. The barometric pressure is at 29.92, while the altimeter is at 29.92. So we are safe right now. Okay, let's go out now and enjoy the flight. Can we see the map? Okay, so this is Karachi. And soon we will be just flying out of Pakistan, and from here, from Oman, the plane will enter for UAE and will cross UAE, Oman, and then afterwards landing at 12 left. Let's change. Let's enjoy it from here, this scenery. Very nice. Gives you a good feeling. Okay, let's go here and go to the external view, and beautiful. Very nice. The details are good of this plane.
Emirates Echo Mike 777, you are 300 feet above your assigned altitude.
300 feet.
Maintain flight level 350.
Descend and maintain flight level 350 Emirates Echo Mike 777.
So let's go inside and see, it's still pitched up. So flaps at 0%, trim. I cannot. We cannot interact with the trim because you can see that it's slightly up. So it means the plane will keep on oops, again it started to go up. Don't, please, don't do this. And the plane has again started to climb up and started to go down.
Emirates Echo Mike 777, please expedite your descent. Flight level 350.
I'm trying to do that. So the plane is slightly pitched up, and trim. We cannot adjust the trim. I don't know what the view is also not good. The seat is coming in between. Rudder trim. So you can play around with the rudder trim, but pitch. You cannot set the pitch. 35,600. There is a slight error. What if I set it at 4,000? I remember in the 737 and 747 when the plane levels off at an altitude, the vertical speed goes blank. Again, it's going up. Okay, let's turn on the VNAV and let's see what happens. Because once you have the VNAV option open, what happens is this, that whatever the altitude and the speed is given for every waypoint, the VNAV actually tries to follow that. So the speed right now at each and every waypoint is 310 and the flight level is 350 at these waypoints. So VNAV will and should follow this. But it is not. You see, again it's climbing. Whereas I've entered the altitude to be 34,400, but still it's climbing.
Emirates Echo Mike 777, please expedite your descent. Flight level 350.
I don't know why it keeps on climbing. Amazing. With the VNAV, it should not happen. Bank limit is auto. This is good. And you see, the moment you turn on, the vertical speed starts to go up. It's 300 feet per minute, but it's set at like 3,000. I'll set it to 3,000. I will keep on hitting this. 4,000. I'll keep it at 4,000. Let's see if it levels off at 34,400. It should level off. Disregard the speed because we are descending at a high rate, but rather not a very high rate. I've set a high rate at 4,000, but somehow it's descending. But it should level off at 34,000. This is the last attempt. Otherwise, if it doesn't work, then I'm going to finish this video right now, because there is no use of playing around with the altitude like this. It's started to get annoying. I will try to figure out a way. If you have a solution for this, you can let me know in the comments section. I will just wait for some time and let's see if it levels off at 34,000 feet and then the speed is under control. 0.82. You can see now the speed is also going out of control. Yes. So it is. What if I further vertical speed? I will do that. 1,000 feet to go. 35,000. It should level at 34,500. Let's see. 34,500. It has started to level off at 35,000. It worked. No, it didn't. It started to climb up again. Well played. I wonder, this plane had 3 stars. Everything was going fine till the time we were at the cruising altitude, and everything is messed up. Anyhow, this was my first flight. As I told you before, that I'm just going to try this flight for the first time, and I will try this plane for the first time. I know, and I'm just going to terminate the flight. I'm not continuing with this flight anymore. So, air traffic control, you can just sit back and relax. Nothing to. You don't have to worry about us. Okay, so now I think there is this issue going on. You can see the plane is still climbing and it's going cuckoo. Thank you very much for staying with me. I'll just try to figure out a way to control this issue. If you have any updates on this one and you think you have some advice with help of which I can fix this issue, you can definitely let me know. I can try that and I can then make a video. Otherwise, thank you very much for your support. If you're watching this video for the first time and you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, because I keep on trying different things in Microsoft Flight Simulator and X-Plane 11. Hope to see you soon.